Welcome, you call this yoga family. This is your yin yoga for bedtime, anytime. I'm Kiesha, and this month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So my focus has been on incorporating a little bit more meditation into my day and into my teachings. And we all want healthy body. We've connected to this thing about how the breath helps us with that. So now we'll try to tap into concentration, which is something that leads us to the state of meditation. So as you lay down or sit down, start to shift your focus into how you're breathing, not changing it, but paying attention to it. Just like you might pay attention to driving, hopefully, or you pay attention to when you wash your hair, adjust your hair. And that might make you realize that you don't pay attention enough to one thing at a time. We're normally doing multiple things, juggling things in the air. So for the next few moments, play a little game. Let your mind follow your breath. You don't have to change it. But those of you comfortable, close your mouth and follow your breath. Hear me. You might hear your mind thinking of other things. That's okay. Hopefully, by the end of class, you'll hear your breath in so many different ways. As you continue to stay connected to finding your breath, think about yin yoga. We want to hold things, be in the shades for some time. Know that we're not stuck. And we also know that there will be distractions like Toby Jr. upstairs. So let me send him a message. Breathe in. Breathe out. Are you still playing this game where you pay attention to your breath? Your goal is not to battle your mind, but to witness it. You could stay in the posture you've chosen and have a really awesome yin yoga experience. If you want to use the body as a tool to further concentrate and meditate, take a few moments to shift your body, stretch your body. You'll eventually settle in child's pose. I'm not rushing you, I'm just preparing you. If child's pose is new, It's a kneeling position. Your big toes together. Your knees can be together, or if you want hip opening like Dr. Ebony, draw your knees apart. Sink your hips back towards your heels. You could lower your elbows down. At some point, your chest might lower down. Maybe your head releases down. In our accessible yoga space, props can make the experience a little bit more acceptable. So you could use a prop to support your head, your knees, your feet, any part of the body that wants it. It might take you a moment, almost like you have a little itch, where you want to wiggle your hips or grab something that you didn't think you needed in the beginning. Breathe in through your nose. And if it's comfortable, breathe out of your nose. Your arms could be extended forward. You could drape your arms back where you reach towards your feet. If you want to bring sensation to your upper body, your shoulders, bring your palms together. And then bring your thumbs to the back of your head or your neck. I walk my elbows in a little bit, wiggle my shoulders, and then I find the stillness. Not too much, not too little sensation. Because this experience really is about meditation. When you don't hear me, hear your thinking mind, but then say, thank you for thinking. I'm playing a game of concentrating on my breath. It's natural to want to shift your body. You could bring your knees in, you could bring them further apart. You could extend your left leg out to the side where your leg is straight. Your heel is in line with your hip. You might feel a different sensation in your inner thigh, your groin. So it's kind of like a half child's pose, half dragonfly. Just giving you options, space to explore. You get to always choose if you need or want less or more. If you extended your left leg, now is a good time to switch and extend the right. And I try to intentionally lead with the left side, which has been labeled as our yin side. Again, I'm in this option that's a half a child's pose, half dragonfly. The thinking mind will draw to the differences if you did choose to play with the two sides. Return to breath. Prepare for your next shape, which is the toe stretch. As you prepare, you might stay still for a moment when you come out of child's pose. You might move in certain ways just because it feels good for your body. I'll start to shift into the toe stretch. Lift your chest. If your knees were apart, definitely close them. We're balancing out our hips. Tuck your toes. You might have to lift your seat. Press your hips back towards your heels. You could surrender your upper body towards the floor. You could use a prop or two to support you as you sit up. You could sit on a block or two. Main focus is that your feet are tucked. If you are not on your knees for any reason, adjust your legs where you can grab your feet and pull your toes back. If your hands are not grounded to the floor, you can relax them on your thighs. You could also connect to the Earth Mudra Prithvi, where your thumb and fourth finger connect. This is a grounding energy you're creating with the circuit of your hands. Not too much, not too little sensation. And for some of us, this position definitely shifts to what we feel. Mine's thinking about it. It likes it, it doesn't like it. Can you use the breath almost as a distraction from what you're physically feeling? But please, if it's painful, don't ignore that. Adjust it or come out. Maybe each time you say, I want to come out of this. I don't like this. I don't need this. I don't want this. Why are we doing this? Can you give it another breath before you discern if you should come out? Not too much, not too little. Just enough for you, which is different than for me. Prepare to shift into the next shape, which will be half frog. I'll do this reclined. If you are close to a wall, you could do that as well, half frog. The preparation is coming out of the toe stretch and doing what feels like it frees your feet or frees your knees. It might be an open mouth exhale to reset your breath before you make your way onto your belly. Friends, using the wall, you would lay on your back. You could start with your arms as a pillow to rest your forehead or an ear. And then bend your left leg where you rest on the inner part of your thigh, the inner part of your knee, your calf. Visualize a lunge with your left leg, so it's bent. I tend to start with my knee and hip in the same line, and then my ankle and knee in the same line. You'll adjust and find what's right. A little bit more awakening in your hip, your groin, your inner thigh. Let me share some options before you settle or before I settle my words. You could extend your leg out wide, same option I gave in child's pose. You could lift your upper body, add on a sphinx into your spine. For me, it gives me more stretch in my hip flexor. During the hold, you might choose to add the seal, guide your fingers, your hands out, push into your hands to lift up. Now, if you do choose the seal at any point, be honest to your shoulders. They might not enjoy that. So I always come out and then play with placing my hands in different positions to find the seal that doesn't stress my shoulders or wrist. Some things to think about or not. Simply enjoy the subtle opening in your left hip. My friends that chose the wall, I'm sure you figured it out, but I'll just demonstrate. Legs up the wall, against the wall. Right leg straight, left leg bends into your half frog. I like to rest the sole of my foot against the wall. You might have the pinky toe connect. Oh yeah, I like that. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your goal is not to battle with your mind, but to witness the mind. You're witnessing what you think is yoga, as well as the things that you feel pull away or distract you from yoga. Remember the game that your breath can help you play. Thank your mind for thinking, but remind it that you're focused on breathing. Now my mind is thinking, I'm liking this half wall frog because the gravity is kind of pushing down more on my inner thigh without me having to do work. If you're ready, release half frog, come out of any seal or sphinx first, and then bring your left leg back in line with your right. Stay still or do what naturally feels right. For me, it's drawing my knees in towards my chest. And remember, I'm on my back at this point. If you're on your belly, that could be pushing back to a closed knee child's pose. That could be taking some cat-cow if you added the sphinx or seal into your back. As you find what you need physically, mentally, we'll set up for our next shape. We'll shift from the hips into the shoulders, the upper body. which is a way that we can help to release some of that mental tension that bottles up in our neck and head. Bring your arms out wide. I'm still looking for another term for this one, but they call it the broken wing, I think. Place your right hand next to your chest. So your right arm is bent. Your left arm is still extended out straight. Use your right hand to push yourself and roll onto your left hip. Any amount. So you feel sensation in your left shoulder, maybe even your under armpit. Your head, it could rest down. If you feel you need support for your head, come back to your belly, grab that support, then come back in. That could be a blanket or a block, a towel. Now your top leg, you could cross your leg in front of the bottom leg. You could stack your top leg on top of your bottom leg. You could cross the top leg behind your bottom leg. And if you play with those options, you'll see the difference that you get in your spine, maybe even in your hips, as well as the sensation on your left shoulder. You could bend your top leg as if you were going into a bridge with your foot sealed down and your knee pointing up. Your right arm, it could relax where it is, where you could reach your right arm to the ceiling and then bring it behind your back. It's natural for you to bend your elbow when you bring your arm behind your back. One more option during this time would be to roll more to your left shoulder and bend both legs like bridge. And when I do that, I definitely now need a prop to support my head. So I would come out and then reset. At some point, your mind is going to start thinking. And that's when maybe you take one of those different leg or arm variations. No pinching, numbing, tingling, or burning sensations. If so, we've gone a little bit too far. Thinking or breathing, where are you at in this moment? It's okay to be in either space. Prepare to come out of this stretch. Take your time. Be still when you roll out, or find what feels freeing to your left arm and shoulder. And then we'll move the left shoulder in the opposite direction. I like to call it the scarf. Bring your left arm back out to the side. Lift your chest up. Cross your left arm over to the right side of your mat. Stop when your shoulder says enough. Notice if you pull your chest and head over, that's not exactly what you want. Have your chest and head center. Let your arms stop you. You might shift your chest a bit, rock your thighs a bit. You could tuck your toes to slide your upper body a little bit more forward. The pressure of your upper body might stretch your shoulder more. And then maybe you want to fully wrap the scarf. So cross your right arm over. And maybe here another tuck of your toes and a shift of your upper body forward. Eddie, try to relax your chest equally down to the ground. To understand the immeasurable, the mind must be extraordinarily quiet and still. To understand the immeasurable, the mind must be extraordinarily quiet and still. Last breath for me. Prepare to release your scarf. Do what naturally feels best. You could stay resting down. Maybe you even flip over onto your back or come back up to a seated position. And for me, the seated position is going to be the ankle stretch. Seated position is for you to tap into stillness meditation. So it could also be an easy seat where you prop on a block or a bolster, your meditation cushion. I'm just choosing to sit on my feet. Your hands again can relax wherever you need. Eyes opened or closed. Meditation is a process of lightening up, of trusting the basic goodness of what we have and who we are, and of realizing that any wisdom that exists in what we already have. We can lead our life so as to become more awake to who we are and what we're doing, rather than trying to improve or change or get rid of who we are or what we're doing. The key is to wake up, to become aware, to become more alert, more inquisitive, and curious about ourselves. You could stay here and completely skip the right side. We wouldn't be too thrown off. But some of us will be a little bit thrown off by that. Kiesha, Mercury's in retrograde. We don't need anything to throw us further off. In your time, prepare for half frog, your right leg, right side. And you could play with the wall if you didn't on the other side, nothing wrong with that. You could start back on your belly. And most of you know when we get to that halfway point in class, which we're beyond, I try to leave you with the full silence. Half frog. Consider your hips. You'll hear the sound of the bell when it's an equal time to release it. Now, if your thinking mind is saying, we're holding this too long, I couldn't tell you yes or no. Phone battery died. The bell is gone. Breathe in. Breathe out. Did you find the options of Sphinx or seal, extending your right leg? If you've received what you need from half frog, prepare to release it. Broken wing would be your next shape. No bell, but I'll watch the clock this time. Extend your right arm out. And then play with the roll position of your legs, of your left arm. No, no. Different side. Don't do that. Ooh. Thinking or breathing, or concentrating on something else. If you're feeling the time to release, do so now. You balance out your shoulders, your arms. With your scarf, right arm would cross first, not a twist of your upper body, a cross of your arm. Maybe it's a little cool and you double wrap the scarf, cross the leftover. please definitely prepare for the next shape. The next shape will bring us from the ground towards our dangling pose. Dangling is the standing forward fold. And we'll use dangling to connect to the spine, since we've really focused on shoulders and hips. We'll also use dangling to connect to our outer hips. We've been mainly in the inner. You could also feel like you've had enough. You could stay low on the ground and enjoy a seated forward fold, your caterpillar. Those of you joining me in dangling, you might also want blocks to support your hands, depending upon how they connect to the ground. I'm going to use that little toe stretch I had at the beginning of class, tuck my toes, then kind of come to a little baby down dog to walk my feet towards my hands. And in my case, I'm bringing my hands to blocks. You know, your blocks have different heights. You could look a little bit past your mat. You could drop your head down, look through your legs. You could keep both legs straight. But for a little bit of the outer hip action, bend your right leg. Keep your left leg straight. Bend your right leg. Left leg is straight. Push down into your left foot. You might feel the sensation shoot up your leg into your glute, your outer hip. That's what we kind of want. Both heels down. Notice if you start to lift the heel, both heels down. One more step could be to lean back, sit back, push your hips back. We won't be here for too long. Eddie's always awesome connecting forehead to block. Just 1 minute and then we'll switch legs, opposite side. The bell is back. Switch, bend into your opposite leg. Oh, Kiesha. And your feet could be really close in or a little bit further apart to find what you need. So one leg bent, the other leg straight. Maybe take that little lean to sit back. Ooh. The beauty of being in our own homes or whatever personal space you're at, you could extend this practice. Or just like the beginning of class, choose if you sit down or lay down. We'll end like that. Sit down or lay down. Relax your body. Relax your breath. Allow your senses to draw inward. As you become still, observe the sound of your breath as it enters the body and whispers the sound, so. Listen to the breath as it leaves, whispering the sound, hum. Join the breath by silently repeating with the inhalation, so. Silent repeat with the exhalation, hum. So, hum. So, hum. This invokes the vibration of I am. So, hum. When you feel that I am ready, I am set, bring your palms to merge at your heart center. Grateful for this evening, this time, the technology, the people that choose to be in this space. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. With gratitude, I bow forward. Namaste.